Hello, everyone, and welcome to FSEN Daily. Folks, this is a show that I've been trying to get off the ground here for quite some time. We finally got the new studio set up, and we're ready to get into it. I know games kick off here in about 4 minutes for girls basketball, but we wanted to do a dive into the girls district because they only have about 2 weeks left. Season ends February 4th, so let's jump right into it as these games begin to kick off. We're going to start with District 3 4A girls. Right now, you got a two-way tie between Kermit and Alpine at the top of that district at 4-1. They split through the season, so they don't play again. And it looks like Presidio is probably the only team that has to play them both that has an opportunity to win. But it's gonna be that's gonna be a tight district. Not quite sure who's gonna win that, but the four teams now. Keep in mind, four teams from each district makes postseason play. So right now you got Kermit and Alpine sitting at the top at 4-1, Presidio sitting at third at 3-2. Then you've got Tornillo at 1-4 in fourth place. Anthony and Tornillo, one game decided they don't play each other again. So that's going to be an interesting one. I think they played a game and the scores just haven't been posted, so we're trying to figure that out. But District 3 4A, you can look at Kermit and Alpine at the top, Presidio being that third team, and then Anthony and Tornillo fighting for that fourth seed. Let's move on to District 4A, where you can see at the top you got Bowie sitting at the top at 6-0, 12-8 on the year. Then Austin at 4-2. Irving 3-3, and Young Woman's at fourth at 1-4. Now I will say this much: Bowie and Austin do not play each other again. Austin's 2 losses came to Bowie. We're expecting Bowie to be the District 4-1A district champion. That's our call here at Fieldhouse. Again, regular season ends February 4th, so the last game of the season is on Tuesday. Let's move on to District 4 2A, where you can see Riverside is currently seated at the top of the district at 7-0. Really sitting in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny for sure there. They've got games left against Clint, Fabens, and Mountain View. And so with Mountain View and Clint tied, now we're going to say that neither one of these that going into the January 31st, so Friday's game, the January 31st matchup will determine basically who's the number 2 seed in this district. Clinton Mountain View play each other head to head. That should be a good game. And I think the winner of that game will decide who's going to be the district champion for sure. And then the 4th seed will end up being San Elizario for that district. Next, we're going to take a look at District 5 1A, where currently Chapin sits atop of that district. And, I mean, you got 3 and 4 is Canyon Teal and Andrus, but Chapin and Burgess 1 and 2. The district winner, this is our opinion, the district winner will be decided the last day of the season on 4 February. We're predicting that there's going to be a tie for this district. Chapin did win the first matchup between Burgess, and they're going to play for the district title, whether it be a tie or Chapin wins it outright for February. That's going to be an awesome game. That's a game that everybody should be in the building. Everybody should be in the building for that. Now let's move on to District 5 2A. 5-2A, you got America sitting at the top in the driver's seat of that district. We're predicting that America's is going to win this district easily. But now for second place, you got Hanks and Bel Air tied for second place. We're going to predict a tie for second place in this district. Hanks has to play Del Valle, El Dorado, and then they play America's as the last game of the season. Barring some unforeseen thing, we don't think that Hanks is going to win out that America's game. I think America's will win that game, which will put them in a tie. Bel Air has Deming which is a non-conference game. Then they got Horizon and Parkland left on their schedule. So they got the bottom 2 teams to play. So they've got a easier route, I'll say, to that second seed than Hanks does. And then rounding out that district, we were predicting El Dorado at the number 4 seed. Again, they play the bottom 3 teams as well. Well, no, they do have one game against Hanks, but we think El Dorado will finish 4th in that district. And that brings us to the final district, District 6-1A in girls basketball. You've got Pebble Hills securely at the number 1 seed at 9-0. They've got games left against Socorro, Eastlake, and Franklin. We're predicting that Pebble Hills will finish out number 1. However, there are a couple of scenarios where teams could move up one spot or another, but we're predicting no change in the standings. However, if Coronado can go and upset Eastwood, the Montwood-Eastwood game would have a totally different meaning. Because at that point, those teams will be playing for second place in the district. And so if Coronado can pull off an upset and beat Eastwood, we don't think it's likely. There's a possibility, but we're predicting Pebble Hills 1, Eastwood 2, Montwood 3, and Franklin 4 in the girls 4A district. Now, let's take a look at the BSR girls top 10. Number 1 seed is Americas. Americas has been number 1 in the power rankings all year long. Pebble Hills has been securely at that number 2 for a while, and Riverside is sliding to the number 3. Eastwood, Montwood, Franklin. Chapin jumped into the top 10 about 3 weeks ago. Burgess, Clint, and Mountain View round out the top 10 as the top 2 teams in 4A. So we're very, very excited for. So girls basketball has 3 games for some teams, 2 games for others. The regular season ends 4 February. So we're definitely excited about that and looking forward to crowning some district champions and acknowledging these young women as they continue their pursuits. Catch us tomorrow. Again, this is a daily show. Tomorrow we're going to jump into look at some of the results from the games today. As you can see them tickering through. There's a lot of games today, a lot of teams playing. And we're going to then take a look at the boys' side as well. And we'll go over winners and losers from tonight's games, both boys and girls. And we're going to start adding some aspects like soccer into this, as well as we're going to continue to add more and more sports into this. And we're going to add more than just sports as well. So this is going to be a daily show for us. So you'll start seeing business leaders in the community coming on the show. You'll start seeing advertisers, sponsors. If you're an advertiser or sponsor looking to get in front of our audience, give us a call, 915-300-0481. That's the office number. Give us a call and become a sponsor. We've also got an exciting announcement that we're going to make later on in this week that Hoopers here in the Borderland are going to be truly excited. This is something that has been direly missing, that we finally think we're in a position to put the information out on what we've been planning. So super excited about that, and we'll be looking for sponsors for that as well. But definitely stay tuned. We're going to, again, this is popping up on Twitter, but you can catch us on the FSEN app and on all platforms. I will say this, I'll give a disclaimer. Over the next 2 days, our website for our streaming will be down on that aspect of it because we're doing some updates so that we can continue to bring you the top quality content that we've been providing, as well as some other things. So just keep on tuning in, continue to support. We thank you for your support. Definitely looking forward to what's in store. Cannot say enough to what you guys have done to support us. So we thank you guys. This has been FSEN Daily, our outlook on girls high school basketball here in the Borderland. Continue to watch and check us out. Thank you.